Shalom. Before I continue with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopefully elect. I'm the brother lawyer, and I teach the great millstone National Camp. Come back with a quick lesson. And this lesson will be entitled, Destruction to You Women That Are at Ease. Now, most of my videos, I don't talk about women. That's not my thing, and I don't care. But we know that in the times to come, it's not good for you to be a woman influencer or a woman that's an influencer, especially, when you're beautiful, you're showing your body, that's not good. And you got these different type of men out here. The Lord said that he got spirits that's created for vengeance, and let me get that. So this is Sirach 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them, which is Yahweh Bashem Shai. So yes, when you are put to death, ultimately, that's just your judgment. That's what it is. No one perish being innocent, whether you're young or old, beautiful or ugly. It doesn't matter. You got to pay, and that's for us too. But Lord will, we receive mercy. Or if it's the Lord's will for us to be beheaded, we'll go through that. That's the Revelations 20. But we're going to receive a reward. We're going to receive a righteous reward. The rest of the people are going to receive, their reward, which is death in various fashions. So here, you got this so-called Mexican influencer. I don't know if she's an Edomite or actual Issacharite, but you're going to have Issacharites that look like this woman. You're going to have Judites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, we the Israelites. All right. And so, I don't know, because, we do know that Esau's in these different lands, claiming to be those people also. And we know that the curses are falling upon our enemies too, like God says in the book of Deuteronomy. Also, too, that Psalm 75, I believe it's 75, says that they're not in trouble as other people, but Esau is going through a lot of trouble. His kingdom is falling, and like what the scripture said, these curses will be falling upon our enemies. And Jacob is returning to the Lord, starting with the elect. So this woman was, I believe she was shot down. Yeah, her name is Valeria Marquez. And she was killed. Now, one of the articles I had seen yesterday, because I was going to do this lesson yesterday, it didn't say nothing about no cartel violence. Now, when this come out? Was it the 15th? Well, this came out yesterday too. But one of the articles, it didn't say nothing about no cartel violence. But she was gunned down. And like I said at the beginning of the video, it's not good, especially in these times, to be a woman and be a influencer, or especially a beautiful influencer. No telling who she was dealing with. So it's not good, especially you women out there that's showing your body. When Jacob's trouble hit, and when men are out here on the streets kicking indoors, it's not going to be good for you. Your face, your body, you will be remembered, not by me, because I don't give a fuck. But men that don't have wives or wife, they're going to be those spirits created for vengeance. And that's because you've been playing the harlot. You've been out here being a hoe, riding the cock carousel, like how Elder Malcolm, says on his videos. And so that's your judgment. And so let me get this, because we know that it's the time to be circumspect. You got to watch what you're doing. Can't be out here just doing whatever. And I'm saying that for myself first and foremost. So Ephesians 5:15, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So we know that we're coming into evil times, right? And especially you women, a man is going to try a woman. He's not going to try a man like that, because he know, hey, one of us can die after this ordeal. Big, small, don't matter. Men don't underestimate other men. But also, too, a man is supposed to be your protection, and we're coming back into them days. That's why Isaiah 4:1 plays a big role. 7 women shall take hold of one man, because why? The women that have men, they may be put to death at that time. Then due to the law, if their man is, put down, or if he pass away, she can remarry. So at that time, the men of the Lord, they're going to be the ones magnified, or glorified in the eyes of really Yahweh Shema Shai, and the women, other believers. So let me keep moving forward, and I don't want this to be too long. Let me get this 1 Timothy 5:6, because you being a woman and being an influencer, you, especially you beautiful, you receive a lot of pleasures. A lot of women are in the midst of enjoying pleasures, right? So First Timothy 5:6, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. So really, this woman was already dead. Where's the photo? Yeah, this woman was already gone. Got that proud look. So she lived in pleasure, money, right? Fame, all that. You got your fame, end up dead. So Isaiah 32:9, brother, why you saying that about the women? Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Isaiah 32:9, rise up and sick and tired of you weak ass men out here, especially the ones of Israel. Y'all the weakest. You're not on the highways and byways. You're not part of a camp. You're not teaching nothing. Just shut the fuck up. Isaiah 32:9, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. So give ear, take heed unto the message that's being dished out, to the warning, because women ain't exempt from judgment. You're going to get judged right along with men. It says, verse 10, many days and years shall you be troubled, careless women. It says, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, be careless ones. And many women are careless out here walking in parks and shit with your dog. It's getting dark, or in the middle of the day. You don't know who's in the woods or in the park. You don't know who's preying on you. You just out here careless. Especially, half naked with the tightest outfits on. You're gonna be a prey. Men are natural predators. Not saying they touch kill. I'm not saying that, but men are naturally predators, man. You can easily be killed. That's what I'm saying, especially by a man. It says, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon yourself, which represents you need to be in the time of mourning. Lamenting. Salaki got distracted. And then let me go to I already read that. Salaki, it was another one. Or a man shall be, let me get that real quick. All right, Isaiah 32:2. Let me see about the GMT. No, it need to say, I'll get the King James version. I don't like the other versions. Well, let me see what the NLT says real quick. Make sure my sound is up. All right, NLT. No, each one. No, that's taken away. So King James version, it says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest. It says, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a rock as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So that's how man is going to be. He's going to be a protection from the storm that's coming in. From because this storm that's coming is going to take you away, and the only place where you'll be protected is with a man of the Lord. He's that rock, that shield of protection. It says, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. The weary land is here in America. This is where the ultimate judgment is going to be dished out. So a man is going to be a protection. The Lord said he's going to make a man precious. Isaiah 13:12, it says, I'll make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And so the Lord is going, the ones that the Lord is dealing with, the women, the believers, the ones that's ultimately allotted to be saved, they're going to flock to the man of the Lord. And when I say the other believers, those going to be men that's going to follow, the man of the Lord as well. The 1/3, you got the prophets, then, the believers. The 1/3, it doesn't matter who you are as long as you're the elect. That's the only thing that matters. I want to be the 144,000, or man, you don't have no option in that. Just be thankful that the Lord ordained you from the beginning to be a part of this. So the man is gonna be more precious. Also, too, Psalm what was it 110? Because our people gonna be willing. The ones that didn't want to get down with being Israel, they're gonna be down in that day. Psalm 110:3, because of the power. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beautiness of holiness, from the womb of the morning thou hast to do of thy youth. And so, our people gonna be willing when we receive that power. When the Lord rises us up, and when even too when he returned, they're gonna see the power of the Lord. One's being beamed up, or turning into to gods, because the book of Psalms says that, we are gods, we shall die like princes. We don't have that power right now. And if we had the power, if we was in rulership, women wouldn't be out here being no damn influencers. Won't be no TikTok, no internet, none of that bullshit. No self-glorification. Because a lot of you women, y'all full of that shit. You want to be praised and all that. No, you're not getting that. You are not getting that. And you supposed to be under a man. Why the fuck you not married? You would have been protected. If society was ran like how it's supposed to be ran, it wouldn't have been no issue. But that's why we need to be in power. We need to be in power so everything will be right back in order and safe. Everything was safe when Israel was in power. So with that, hope this is an edifying lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakodash, Shalom.